Hey, Miss, is this on? Are we
I don't
on?
know.
Wait, we're on.
We're on.
Hey, Miss
Yes.
Hauser, how you doing
Hey,
today?
great, Mr. Edelstein. How are you?
I'm really just fine.
Awesome.
So, hey, what are we studying today? What might the learning target be?
Well, I think it's written in red on our screen. I think it says, I can learn about compression and expansion.
Oh, okay. So by the end of the video, what questions might you be able to answer today?
Well, you should be able to tell what expand means. You should also be able to answer what does compress mean, and you should be able to identify the tool you should use to take a tube off of a syringe.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so Miss Hauser, what materials will we use to learn about expansion and compression today?
Well, Mr. Edelstein, I thought you'd never ask. In my lab tray, I have syringes, binder clips, tubes, a fork, and
Oh,
later, plastic bubbles.
wait, plastic bubbles?
Yes,
Like
plastic bubbles.
like the kind you get in the mail with something fragile?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so what are the things we can do with these materials to practice compression and expansion?
There is a lot we can do with the materials. We can create a closed chamber using a piece of plastic tubing, carefully putting it over the tip of the syringe, folding it over, and clamping it with the binder clip. Very important to fold it so that you can squeeze the air within the syringe.
What if I want to connect a syringe to another syringe?
No problem.
So just put some air into the tube
Both of them.
and connect it, and then press the plunger. See what happens. We won't show you on
No.
video. We want you to try it.
No spoiler.
Hey, Miss Hauser, what if I want to take the tube off of the syringe without breaking the syringe?
Right. Very good question. That is what the fork is for. I know you've been wondering what this fork
Yeah,
is
what's the
for.
fork for?
Yes. Well, you can carefully put the tines of the fork around the plastic tube and pry it off. Gently,
Oh.
safely.
So then the plastic syringe won't break.
Correct. See?
Oh, look at that.
How slick is that? And you can put it right back in your tray.
Wow, see this,
Good to go.
the syringe didn't break at all because she took off the tube using the fork instead of pulling on it.
Correct.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so really the purpose of this lab is just for you to experiment using a system like this or with your syringes connected and see what happens when the air inside, the gases are compressed, and when you expand them. When you're done with about 5 minutes of practicing with these materials, we're going to take a break in the lab. And we're going to head back to our desks, and we're going to enter these two vocabulary words into our glossary section of our chemistry notebook. We're going to write down the definition of compress and the definition of expand. After that, you're going to head back to your lab station. This time, your teacher, Miss Hauser, and myself is going to give you a plastic bubble. And what you're going to do, Miss Hauser is demonstrating, she took the tube off of the syringe using a fork. She took the actual gray part, the plunger. She took the plunger out of the syringe, and inside of there, she's putting one of the plastic bubbles, and then put the plunger back in there. And then you want to put it into about 30 milliliters of air. Put it at the 30 milliliter mark, leave some space in there, and then clamp it off. Clamp off the tube. And clamp it off with the binder clip. And once again, just experiment what happens when you put a bubble inside. Observe the bubble. What does it look like when you compress the plunger? What does it look like when you expand the plunger? And observe carefully. That should only take another 5 minutes. About when you complete that, use your fork to take off the tube, take out the bubble from your syringe, and head back to your assigned seat where you should look at page 35 in your notebook. It says discuss air as particles at the top, and we want you to answer 7 reflection questions. Cleaning up your lab station, you finished page 35 in your notebook, you can take a look at page 36. Please read the directions carefully. As you can see, there are 5 syringes, A, B, C, D, and E, and complete this page. So you're all right. Now you know the procedure of the lab. You should now check the questions. See if you can answer these. Number 1, what does expand mean? Number 2, what does compress mean? And number 3, what tools should you use to take a tube off of a syringe?